Welcome, everybody. Today on the Social Strata corporate blog, we have an extra special treat. We are doing our customer interview on video for the very first time ever. And for our first brave victim, we have Morgan Luce. And did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, good. She runs the most awesome new hoopla site I have seen. It's called Vermont Farm and Garden Exchange. And if you like gardening, if you like fresh fruits and vegetables, and if you want the best tips around, you need to go visit that site. And I will pop on a link and a screenshot so that everybody can go visit it when we're done. But first, we're going to grill Morgan a little bit and find out her secrets because I really think that this site has launched like gangbusters. So I wanted to pick her brain a little bit. So Morgan, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And so why don't you first just kind of give us your quick 5-minute introduction and tell us a little bit about why you decided to start this site.
Sure thing. Well, my the backstory is that my mother-in-law and I used to for the past few years we've been swapping seeds, seed exchange, and also we would go to the local garden store and we would split six packs of tomatoes and peppers and that sort of thing. And recently, a couple of months ago, I had a second person in the community came over and to take some black currants. And after she left, she sent me an email and said, she said, if you ever have stuff that you want to trade, I'd be willing to do that. So I got thinking about it, and I slowly came to the realization that there wasn't anything in our area that connected people that had products available and who were looking for products as well. And at first I was thinking it was just going to be for something for my town. And then I just got to realizing that, hey, I drive an hour for work every day. I don't mind trading with people down there. And I don't mind trading with people a couple towns over from me. So why not include them as well? So the idea just sort of grew from there. And so hence the Vermont Farm and Garden Exchange was born. I sort of came up with it all in my car on the way home from work one day. And yeah, it's a social sharing community. Sharing in the sense that we're not only sharing information, but we're also, it's a place where people can exchange farm goods and critters and information, and they can sell products and they can look for things. It's geared for anyone in the state of Vermont, up and down the entire state. So,
That
yeah.
is so amazing. I mean, really, I have to, in the shower and in the car commute, that's where all the best ideas are born, right?
Exactly. I know. I've literally thought of a number of great ideas from my car, and I will log them in via Siri in my cell phone so I don't forget about them.
Exactly. Siri, don't let me forget the. Yeah,
Exactly. Don't let me forget that I want to try this on my site. Yeah.
that's so funny. So, okay, so you have this brilliant genius idea,
Yeah.
and so you got started. What was the very first thing that you did to try and promote it and to bring other members on board? Because that's the hardest thing. That's the number one question that I get all the time. So,
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. For me, I sort of started with like a soft opening and I sent it to my family and I posted it on my Facebook wall because everyone has Facebook these days. And I just, asked for their opinions and asked them if they were interested, if they would join, and which a number of them did. And I got some good feedback. And then from there, I just sort of went crazy and I started a Facebook page for it. And I started, I'm on a couple different listservs for people in the state of Vermont. And so I would post the link there. You don't want to boggle people down with it and make it seem like spam, of course, but I would just post it occasionally, say, hey, if you're interested, join, sort of thing. And I also posted it on the Burlington, Vermont Craigslist website, which is very heavily used in our area, and a lot of people interested in farming and gardening also use Craigslist. So yeah, so from there it's mostly been word of mouth, and I made up some little business cards that I've left places. I put up a couple flyers in some of the natural food stores and the farm stores and things like that. Um, and encouraged people to share the links on their Facebook page. I think getting people involved in posting is really important. So, and one of the good ways to do that is just to encourage them to, become a guest blogger, um, post stuff to the calendar, do different things on the site. And you want to try to just put as many posts on there. So that way it's not just they go to a forum and they see a blank forum with no content. They don't want to see that. So
that's the killer.
That is the killer of death. I sort of liken it to shopping. If you go into a store and it's only you and the clerk, you feel sort of awkward. But if it's, you and maybe one or two other people, maybe they're friends, and you're all just sort of having conversations, then someone else, finds that interesting and intriguing and wants to join. So, yeah, so.
That is, it's just amazing. Your ideas. I love your ideas of what you've done. The business card, the flyers, Craigslist. I mean, these are all really great ways to go delve out there and find people out in the real world too. Because I think sometimes people get hung up on, I have to just do everything online and in the digital world when really it makes a better connection, a stronger connection when it's from the real world, I think,
Oh, for
sometimes.
sure. Yeah. And part of what makes it a little bit different in only marketing online for my website is that really we're just for the state of Vermont. So, I'm mostly interested in getting Vermont members. So it makes it a little more challenging as far as posting stuff on Pinterest and posting stuff on these other avenues that are really for absolutely everyone. But so it's been challenging, but I've enjoyed coming up with new ways, and I've also found that a lot of the local farmers and farm stands they all have websites, so I send them out emails and say, hey, if you're interested, join. So yeah, there's a number of different ways. You just have to be creative.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You just really
Yeah.
have to give it some thought, and
Mhm.
there's just so many different avenues you can go down. Now, so you mentioned Facebook, and I know
Mhm.
I've already seen you on Twitter since I'm a tweetaholic. I've seen you over there. Um,
I'm a twin
what
now.
what are your secret tips for, or have you started leveraging a little bit to, like in my opinion, there's a place for everything, right? Twitter
Yeah.
serves a certain purpose, Facebook serves a certain purpose, Hoopla and your site serves a certain purpose. Have you had discussions with anybody on like why should they come over from one platform to the other, or why should they come over into your Hoopla community?
Um, Not particularly in that way. Mostly when I encourage all of my members to also join me on Facebook and join me on Twitter, because when they do, they don't lose sight of the fact that there's a website where you can come and share all this information. So a lot of what I'm posting to Facebook and Twitter are posts from the blog, and like I said, I have people that guest author, and also I try to make posts as regularly as I can. But also calendar events that I see, forum posts. If we have a hot topic that we're discussing, what are your favorite gardening tools, stuff like that. That's all stuff that can go get posted to Facebook, get posted to Twitter, and then helps draw those people back to your site and encourages new members too. So it's like a big circle, it seems.
It is, and what you're doing, that's exactly, a lot of people are in that same position where they have tentacles out there on a lot of different platforms, but I totally agree with your method of, you have a hub and then you use those other mechanisms to draw people back to your hub.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it works really well that way. And you can do your deep diving on your own community.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's been fun, and I've got some other ideas of how to sort of get it out there too. It's definitely a challenge, as any site member will probably tell you.
It is, and because so many people are trying to start communities both the hobby communities as well as branded communities, you have
Mhm.
lots of people out there scrambling to figure out ways to get everyone's attention because
Right.
time is always the
Yeah,
this right?
for sure. Yeah, I
So
know it.
actually, I was going to ask you that up front too. This is not your day job, right?
Oh no. This is my, just something I'm doing for fun sort of thing.
But
But
I've seen over the years, though, this type of community is often the most successful one because you are passionate about what you're doing, and
yeah,
that breeds more passion in the people who are part of your community.
that's actually been, it's funny you mentioned that because that's sort of been my catchphrase I've been saying a lot lately is that excitement breeds excitement. And that's really the way that, if you show that you're if you show that you are excited about your site, then that'll help bring other people in because people like excitement. Exciting people are fun.
Absolutely. Everybody who's listening out there, take that, write it down, tattoo it on your forehead.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
So, now, because it's a passionate hobby site doesn't mean that you can't make money or try and recoup your expenses from it. I noticed that you have a donor button on there
Yep.
in case somebody wants to contribute. Have you
Yep.
had any uptake on that?
Not yet, no, and I'll leave it up there for sure. And it's not like I'm trying to make a living from it by any means or steal anyone's cash or anything. It's really I think of it more as a means of helping support the website and also helping to encourage further growth, because I mean, there's always that possibility that, if I'm able to make enough money from it, then I can, get the next tier of service from Hoopla and, and which brings more features to the website and that sort of thing. So yeah, so at some point I might do some sort of like a just low level advertising campaign, but it'd be with like local gardening stores, that sort of thing. So, yeah, haven't looked into it yet because I don't want to scare people off right off the bat, but probably will when I hit a certain amount of members. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, I think that's the right way to kind of progress along with your community, get everybody comfortable and happy, and then if it's a natural fit, then
Right,
it goes in a certain direction. So,
right,
yeah,
exactly.
that works great. So did you have a community ever before this? Is this your very first go at building a community?
Yeah, this has been my first go. I've been a part of other communities, I think, not any Hoopla sites, but I've been a part of I don't know, just local, a lot of forums, that sort of thing, things related to gardening and farming and yeah, I can't really think horses for sure. So yeah, different forums and stuff, but that's about it.
So, what would you say to somebody who has like a passion project, an idea like that, and they're thinking about tippy-toeing into managing their own community? What would be your big nugget of wisdom now that you're launched?
I think probably the best piece of wisdom I can give you is just do it. In the words of Nike, just go ahead and do it, just get it out there and, and figure it out as you go along. There are so many resources and the great thing about Hoopla is they've made it very easy for me to set something up really quickly. And like, we said, I have a full-time job, so I don't have time to, be constructing websites and, constantly fiddling with them on the weekends. So, yeah, so that's definitely a big one. And also, like we said, be excited about it. And that'll really help to bring in members and build an active community.
Well said, well said, and thank you for the plug too.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, well, so are you willing to share how many members you're up to right now?
Yeah, so we launched the very end of April, and it was I only friends and family right around then mostly, but that didn't last too long. And now mid-June we're up to about 195. So yeah, so
That's
we're doing pretty
amazing.
good. Yeah.
That's I don't know if you know how good that is. I mean,
Oh,
coming from
it's hard to tell.
yeah, years
Yeah.
and years of experience, I can tell you that is crazy
Oh,
amazing
great.
growth for a new community. So
Thank you.
congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I'm really excited about it. So I've I've also connected with uh, a couple of groups down in southern Vermont. I'm sort of in the middle part of the state, sort of mid northern, and I connected with some people down in the southern parts of the state, and one of them in particular was so excited about it that I ended up sending her some business cards so she could hand them out.
That's
So it,
awesome.
yeah, it was fun. So she was just so ecstatic about it, and so I sent her a pack of business cards yesterday and said, "Here, have fun." So yeah, so it's just good. People like being involved, and I think including people in that way, makes you feel important. So as a community member, I know I would appreciate that, and um, yeah, so
I love that idea. I think everybody should go steal that idea right now.
go for it. It's not patented.
Well, that's great. Is there anything else that you wanted to say? You have the microphone. Anything else you wanted to share?
Geez. All I can think of was the other thing another idea I thought of recently is that I think it's important to, as a site owner, to celebrate milestones with your members. When you reach when you reach a certain number of members, send out an email all your members and say, hey, here's what we're doing. You can join us on Facebook, you can join us on Twitter. Why don't you check out this discussion we're having there? It's easy to do and it doesn't take too much time, and it's a great way to sort of encourage your members to be active. I have a 200 member mile mark coming up soon, and believe me, I am planning on sending out an email. So so I think it's sort of a good way to draw back the people who might have registered at one point in time and sort of forgot about the site along the way. So
Hmm.
yeah.
I think that's great tip. Definitely celebrating the milestones makes everybody feel like a part of things for sure.
For
You
sure.
have to include me in that email when you send it out because we'd
I
like to
will.
celebrate with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Send some cake.
I will love cupcakes.
Well, thank you so much, Morgan, for sharing your insights and your ideas with us. I think that your site is about to go just completely off the charts crazy, and I can't wait to be along for the ride. And thank you for sharing with us, and hope to see you again really soon.
You're very welcome. Thank you.